Hi, you guys. It's Peter.
It's Lori.
And this is Hamilton.
We're with Heroes Character Rental Service doing our movie review. The latest movie we finally have reviewing is
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yes, Quentin Tarantino's latest movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it's been about a week since I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it again last night.
So what did you guys think?
Well, just let me say, I was really looking forward to it because I love Quentin Tarantino movies. Just love them. And at first, I have to say, I was thoroughly disappointed
Yeah.
through probably about 90% of the movie.
Wow.
Not that it wasn't good, it wasn't his type of movie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I agree.
and I just sat there and I'm going, when is something going to happen?
Exactly.
Oh, just to
totally
let you
agree.
guys know, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about things that actually happened in the movie
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah, I think.
because
kinda
Oh, you
hard
want to
to
do
see.
it for the initial review, or you want to do a
We-
part two?
we can try.
We could
We can
try to do
Let's
that.
try it, and then
basic
part two we'll get
review,
breaking it down. And I have to say, because you saw it before I did, and you kind of warned me it was a little slow, and I did find it kind of slow, very slow. And just waiting, I found myself waiting for like those Tarantino scenes, the moments with the dialogue that just kind of like really hit you. And they just didn't seem as sharp to me this time. But at the same time, I kind of like, I think I get why he's doing this slow, why he's taking the movie in this direction. Anyway, so
Oh, yeah.
what did you think?
You guys, I heard someone say after I saw the movie, I heard someone say they enjoyed. Oh, I'm sorry. They enjoyed watching it more than they did thinking about it after they saw it, and I kind of
that's
feel
right.
the same way. Like
Mhm.
I enjoyed watching the movie, but it literally is like 2.5 hours of meandering, kind of just people hanging out.
Life in Hollywood.
It's more of a buddy film or something. You know, it's like
Yeah,
a film about
yeah.
friendship than
Yeah.
anything else. And you go into it thinking it's going to be about all these other things that don't really materialize, I think.
Yeah, I think
in the story.
it was my expectations of what I was expecting of Tarantino movie. That's me looking for that I didn't really kind of enjoy what was there while it was going on as much as I was looking for something else. But
I think you touched on something really that stuck with me, Laurie, is that the dialogue, like every Quentin Tarantino film that I've ever seen has a certain dialogue,
yeah,
that is distinct to Tarantino and his style of filmmaking. And this film had none of that. Like,
I
surprisingly.
mean, very little of it.
Yeah,
They had some,
yeah.
but it was kind of spread out and not as often as I was expecting. So
Yeah.
Well, you know what, and it came after watching it, is that one, when it was set, the time it was set, Quentin Tarantino did something brilliant. He filmed it as that.
yeah.
He filmed it as in 1969
Yeah.
as the pace of the movie would go.
Well, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he filmed. Now in 1969 they would not let a movie be that long, but if a movie was going to be that long, this is how long it would be. This is how the dialogue would be. This is how where they didn't have dialogue, this would be the stretch. In between it. And they didn't have to have a lot of dialogue.
You're right.
They did have some cutbacks to certain things, and this is this and this is that. So and there's certain you found certain key things in there that told you, oh, this is actually we've gone back and we're talking about this now. So much like his Pulp Fiction, this actually had a lot of those in there. You just didn't know it.
It was just that was spread out in between other, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I never thought of it being him doing it in the style of a film of that era. I never thought of the
Right.
pacing and everything. I did. What it did make me think about is like life in LA and particularly working in the movie industry. Not that I have a ton of experience, but it was that mundane, slow stuff, like not what anybody would expect like working in Hollywood be. He nailed it. That's pretty much life in
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood is very much like that, you know. I thought that was like, okay, he's really going in on that and what it was feel like to drive around in that era in
Yeah,
LA. He
'cause
he really wanted to put you back in Los Angeles
yeah.
at that time period.
Because
Right.
I remember the Real Down Steel,
oh
and I'm
yeah, the
going,
radio station.
oh my goodness, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Right, that's true. Like in that regard, he really got a lot of his material right. You know, I mean, like LA. Like I almost feel like if you don't live in LA, you're missing out on a lot of the little nuances of what he was doing with the film. Like he brought back to life like places that existed before I was even born.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
you know, but I know he got it right because I remember growing up in the '70s and I remember how LA looked.
And
he-
felt
yeah,
that
he
whole
really
thing.
did recapture that feel.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Well, when Brad Pitt was, well, see, that was getting down.
No,
But
you can
the-
say yeah.
the-
Well, the character's name.
Well, but I mean, when he was driving,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was just like, oh my God, yeah,
Mhm.
you could do that.
Like, how did they film this movie? It's like, how did they get like?
Oh, I'm sure
LA
they just
back
said,
to that time.
we need this space.
right?
Yeah, I'm
And
sure
they
they.
cut
I
it
just
off.
imagine how the amount of stuff they had to do to film this just kind of
Right.
like mind blowing. I do want to say, because we're talking about the time period, you and I are a little younger for that era. Peter and I, we just had a family picnic. We were talking to some cousins, and they really love the movie. They're a little bit older than us, and just everything, all the nostalgia notes. They remember
Wow.
driving around. They said the details of everything was just so
Yes.
exact. So if you're a certain age group and lived in LA at that time period, this movie is definitely for you.
Yeah.
And
If
will
you're
blow you
about 55, but I would say no older than 65, because then the pace of the movie wears on you.
Mhm.
yeah.
But if you're about 55 and you're still kind of young then,
Mhm.
if you're 55 to 65,
Mhm.
you love this movie. You
Yeah.
will
That's
love this
interesting.
movie.
I
Yeah.
never thought about
Yeah,
that.
that's what we're
Because
talking about.
when the events happen,
Mhm.
you don't get it.
Right.
And it's just like, these guys
Exactly.
are just riding around and they're not doing anything.
Right.
And it's like, no. Everything that you're seeing and hearing
Mhm.
is this. That's
That's
it.
exactly what you would have been doing at
Yeah.
that time period.
Right.
you know.
You guys, I realize we should
Mhm.
give a recap of we should give an overview of what the story
Well,
is.
the story. Well, it takes place in
Yeah,
1969. Los Angeles is about an actor. He's kind of Leonardo DiCaprio plays an actor. He's a TV star, and he's kind of at the washed-up end of his career. He's not getting the roles he's used to. Brad Pitt plays his friend and his stunt double. And I have to say, I enjoyed this as a buddy movie. Their relationship is great in this movie. Their acting is great in this movie. But yeah, and it's taking place, the events, living in Hollywood, particularly with an overlay of the Manson murders. You know, it's around that period when those are occurring, and them crossing paths with the Manson family. You know.
That's a
Yeah, it was.
The people. So.
That's a good
Yeah.
overview.
And Susan Tate.
Oh, Sharon
Sharon
Tate,
Tate,
exactly,
right.
Sharon
Sharon
Tate.
Margot
and
Robbie.
Played by Margot Robbie, that's
Right,
right.
right.
So, and actually it's a story, it's Sharon Tate. It follows Sharon Tate, it follows Brad Pitt's character, stuntman character, and it follows Leah separately as they are kind of living their lives
as
and
they-
how their
as
lives
they
intertwine.
Right.
stuff
And
like
as
that.
it turns out, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is living next door to Sharon Tate.
And
At
Roman
that
Polanski.
time on Cielo Drive, and if you know anything about the Manson murders, that's kind of a very interesting detail to put in this
Yeah.
movie.
Mhm.
So
I wanted to say, I want to separate my frustrations with the film and how I actually feel about the performances and the people in the film. I thought I mean, I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I love watching Brad Pitt, and I thought they were excellent in this film. I mean, like, you know, everything about the performances was
Right.
was good. Margot Robbie's really good. I heard someone say she didn't have enough speaking parts, but I didn't think that was an issue
It
for
wasn't.
me.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
considering the film wasn't about speaking
Yeah.
parts, it's like that's not.
It wasn't about Sharon Tate. I mean, you know, she was an up and coming actress at the time. Who, you know, when the Manson murders happened, she unfortunately was killed. But she really didn't have a lot. I didn't give anything away.
I don't think that's technically a spoiler, but you know, there seems to be. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to see the film to know that I haven't really.
No, you haven't
ruined it
spoiled
for
it.
you.
No, she was killed by Charles Manson along with a few other people.
Well, you know, as we had our family picnic and I was corrected on actually technically.
Technically, yeah, she was killed by the Manson family. Let's just say.
Yeah.
The
But-
big group of people he had.
But if you think about it, I mean, you know, I've seen the handful of films that I think she's in, and she was never like a big actress. You know,
No.
she was up and coming, and she was, you know, she was a beautiful actress, but it wasn't about her. It was about
But
these
here-
other two
here's
characters.
the thing: they say she didn't have enough speaking parts. Who's the actress?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yeah.
If you actually go back to when Sharon Tate was acting back then, she didn't do a whole lot of speaking.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what
That
I'm
wasn't
trying to
her.
So
say. Yeah,
that was
That was
Yeah.
part
just
of
the detail.
here it is.
Detail.
it was a weird criticism because I mean we all know Margot Robbie is a
Yeah,
more than
she's
capable
fantastic,
actress,
yeah.
and she was good in this film.
Yeah.
And so I took it like I guess some people are upset about Quentin Tarantino and his relationship with Harvey Weinstein, and they want to make some kind of political
Yeah,
statement or something.
yeah.
I don't know, but it like you know getting back to the film, I thought the film was entertaining. It's just I think from my perspective, I attribute Quentin Tarantino to really giving me a lot of my own personal interest and love for movies because I mean literally over the years watching his movies like for example when you look at a film like Kill Bill and you start looking at all the influences he used
A lot of those
to
are
make
here,
that
too,
movie
yeah.
and you go watch those movies that he was referencing and you find out like wow like there's so much you know
Yeah, he's
about
a
film that this
Pure
guy
true
loves.
movie fan.
Yeah,
so, and,
yeah.
and on a level like
Yeah.
not many people. So if
And-
you're really into movies,
Exactly.
you can, like tap
I've-
into that.
I've learned a lot about film from him, just from
Mhm.
watching his movies.
Right.
And I mean, you know, I guess for me, the experience of watching this movie was hoping that there was going to be some story, some bigger story, but it was just a simple day in the life kind of movie.
It
or
was a fantasy.
slice in the-
It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The title
Yeah.
was very appropriate.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
You're right.
Very much.
Exactly.
But
Going
a
back,
reality of fantasy and all that. I mean, because the ending, and not to give anything away though, because this was a long, slow movie. There's a lot I was expecting. The ending is very satisfying, though. That kind of, I'm looking forward to going to see this again without a lot of expectations to see what my reaction is, and looking for the things that he's trying to do.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's like I wasn't so much entertained, but I kind of got where he was going. It's like this is good stuff, but I'm not entertained.
Yeah.
And that's because
Yeah.
he's doing
Yeah.
certain things that
Yes.
I would, like I said, filming movies like of that era and things,
Right.
slowing
Yeah.
things down.
See,
I agree.
I thought I guess I went in looking for Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Um,
even Hateful Eight or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. I thought,
but he came in from a totally different
Yeah.
direction, and the thing is, once I saw the end of the movie, I was just like, this man's brilliant.
You
He's
were
absolutely
that.
brilliant.
I was frustrated by the ending personally.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, but after I saw it again, I don't think it's a horrible ending or anything. It's just it wasn't the ending I expected. I guess
No.
you know.
Which was a good thing because
Yeah.
I was afraid of the ending.
Yeah,
I was expecting a little way.
You're right. If he had given me the ending I expected, then what would have been the surprise? I guess.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
Mhm.
there wouldn't have been anything
But that's
to it.
it's for him. this, he's been around a long time, but he's only made like 9 movies though.
Right.
But for him to do something completely different
and he
than
said
what
that
we're,
that was it.
I think he's not.
He's
Not totally done.
he's
I know he's
talking
not
like
talking about not
no.
making it.
he's actually talking like he wants to do a Star Trek movie.
Oh,
And yeah, it's
Tarantino's Star Trek.
Yeah, and
I
someone
would love to see that.
he's
I
serious
know how to
about
have
it. But I think what it is, I think personally, I realized that for a long time in his career, I think he felt like he had to prove something every film. And I think he's at a point now where he's proven everything he wanted to prove.
You can just make the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't.
himself.
He's not. This movie, he wasn't trying to prove that he can make an entertaining movie or he can keep you enthralled with his ideas or whatever.
It's like, I love this time period in Hollywood, and I
mhm.
loved these kind of actors and these kind of movies. So I want to pay tribute to that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like to me.
I want to wrap up this section of our review. We're going to do a spoiler section, but I've got to do some technical things because I can see on the camera. I need to do something on it. So, did you guys want to give final words? Go see it?
Yes.
I have one question. Do you think the movie's 2 hours and 45 minutes long. Do you think it could have been cut shorter, or do you think it would have been better if anything could have been taken out of it?
I think it's a long movie, but compared to all the other movies out right now, I definitely say go see this movie. It's entertaining. It's a good opportunity to get out of the sun and just relax in the theater. But it is a good movie. It's just don't expect like Peter said, don't expect Pulp Fiction or even Hateful Eight or whatever. Like don't expect anything he's done in his previous films to really reflect in this movie as much. I liked it. I'm frustrated.
I would
with
say
the
go
ending,
see
which
it
I'll talk
and
about.
form your own opinions and let us know in
Yeah.
comments. I'd like to. It's one of those movies you want to discuss.
For me, I'd say go see it, especially if you're between 55 and 65.
Right.
Definitely go see it.
Right.
There is a twist, and it's brilliant. I think it had to be that long because, of course, he could have cut stuff out.
Yeah.
To get it under the guidelines of under 2 hours, he could have cut a lot of stuff out. But the things that he kept in there, if you are of that era, okay,
Why,
yeah. And a lot of the stuff you might not know until after the movie. And if you are well read on the Manson murders, that's just another plus. And if you aren't, it'll probably make you go back and start looking
into that. Yeah.
You
I never thought about it like that.
But it was a fantastic movie. Bruce Lee is in
Bruce
it.
Lee. That was the first
which I
part that
wanted
tipped
to
off.
get
Oh, this
into.
is a fantasy.
Yeah.
Right.
Bruce Lee scene.
Right.
But it was I
Which was
thoroughly
one.
enjoyed
Yeah.
the movie.
Right.
All right.
Definitely.
So let's wrap it up. I'm Lori.
Peter.
Hamilton.
It's Carol's Character Rental Service. We out. And
We out.
stay tuned for spoilers. Let me fix this thing.